Hi. It's been like, what, 80,000, 50 years since I did one of these, but I'm finally back for officially, part two of my Cerebral Solo. And the reason that it took me so long to do this one, honestly, I was nervous to do it because the things I kind of want to touch on are a little personal to me, and I didn't really know how I wanted to go about it. But I told myself today I was going to be productive and do stuff, and knocking this out is part of that. So, and before we get started, remember, drink your water. Always have water with you, because your body will love you for it. But yeah. Other than that, we'll get started with it. And so, basically, what this cerebral solo is it's gonna be about how cerebral palsy affects me mentally, more so on the day to day, whether it be positive, whether it be negative. And first, the one of the things I wanted to speak about is how it affects my self esteem, because there are days where my self esteem can either be really high or it can be really low. And I say that because there are days where physically I might not be able to do something, and it'll affect me because just because physically I'm not able to do something, my self-esteem will be really low, because then I start overthinking and start thinking about what other people may think. And I know I shouldn't do that, but that happens from time to time, to where my self-esteem will get really low, and I'll think of myself as not up to par to where other people are. Well, to where other people are. Well, that I guess that would go to more in comparing. But because I end up in comparing myself so much, I end up kind of seeing myself as not good enough. And I've definitely been working on that, working on improving that every single day, with going to the gym, being around positive people and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, that's definitely a big thing for me. It's my self-esteem, and trying to, keep positive people around me, keep positive thoughts, and staying away from the negative. So, besides my self-esteem, self-esteem. I'm sorry, I can't work today. I am really tired. But another thing I need to work on, another thing that cerebral palsy kind of, like, not kind of, well, affects specifically me, and let me know if you guys kind of relate to this. It met, and then it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I end up comparing myself to other people more often than I should, as far as, like, where people are, might be socially or physically, or there's times where I feel like, even though I'm making progress, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, because I'm always, seeing other people, making all these advancements, making all this progress, doing this and doing that. And for me, making progress might be, oh, I finally got my driver's license, or oh, I finally got a job, where other people have, they're getting big positions at these companies, and I'm like, and then, but I'm over here excited I got a job, and the next thing you know, he's a CEO of a friend I've known for over 10 years. He's a CEO of a company or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, I've taken this big step, but this guy's taking an even bigger one. What am I doing? And I know that's not, and I know I shouldn't And I know I shouldn't feel that way because everybody's progress is different. Everybody moves at their own pace. But you know, every once in a while, I kind of end up seeing myself socially as behind, and I need to work on, not necessarily comparing myself and then just looking at taking my journey for what it is. It's it's my journey, and my journey makes progress at its own pace, and that goes for everyone else too. Just because you see someone doing something faster or quote unquote making bigger strides than you would doesn't make your progress any less valid. Your progress is just as big as theirs. You just might have had to take a different path. So yeah, that's a little bit of encouragement and upliftment, if that's even a word, for people that may be going through the same type of things I'm going through. And lastly, what I wanted to talk about was how cerebral palsy affects me. It's the big one. It's the big one for me, and that's physically. And I really, really, really get frustrated with this because I feel like I do so much to make sure that I'm physically well, that when I'm not able to do particular tasks or I might have a bad day, I get frustrated because I feel like I've been putting in all this work to make sure that doesn't happen. So, and then when it does happen, I'm super frustrated, and then I end up mentally I end up mentally being down. I end up getting really frustrated with myself, and I end up letting it affect my day to day, which I shouldn't, because I know that having this disability or condition, if you want to use that word, it's not something that can easily be, it's not something that can be easily cured overnight. It's something that I've had to deal with my entire life, and it's something I'm gonna have to continuously work on to get better with, and find other workarounds and X, Y, and Z. And I know I can't get frustrated with there may be little setbacks, and I can't get frustrated with those setbacks. I just know that, okay, this is a setback that is supposed to happen, or that might happen because of this, and just work through it and then find a way to improve and a way to adjust. That's one thing that I've realized with having cerebral palsy, that it's not that my journey, well, everybody's journey is different, but a person with cerebral palsy's journey, it's more of finding ways to adjust physically and mentally to the world around us, to the world around me and us. When I say us, I mean for like the people that are watching. It's finding ways to adjust and figure out ways to improve, and finding workarounds to a world that isn't really built for people with disabilities. So that's something that I kind of struggle with, and I'm working on myself. So if you guys relate to any of these topics, I'd love to know, and I'd love to hear from you if you've gone through some of the same things and are dealing with some of the same things. And I want you all to know as well that I'm here. If you feel like you're down in the dumps and don't have an example, and you see this, use me as an example. Use someone use someone else's videos you may watch as the example, or start putting your own story out there, because you never know who's like I always say, you never know who's watching. You could be the light in someone's tunnel that they may need, and I just want to be that for someone else. So thank y'all for watching, and I should be coming back with another interview soon if everything lines up the way I want it to. Again, like I said, drink water, your body will love you for it, and I'm out of here.